From time to time, we have questions if it's possible to run ReplaceMagic with some kind of configuration file which can be scripted, so PowerShell or any other way. And the answer is yes. It is possible to prepare XML file which will contain configuration, and usually customers are doing that by building one of those documents and then afterwards copying and or at the end creating template out of this file, and then programmatically they can just change the locations which are for processing. Now, interesting question was also if it's possible to process password protected documents when the execution is triggered with that XML file, and the answer is yes. And I will show both processes, so scanning and replacement. Scanning is taking snapshot of your location where the documents are, meaning you will connect to that location, scan, and then get the results. And after that, you can just analyze what kind of links you have. And replacement clearly is just providing search and replace links, and then replacements will be executed. How to create a configuration file for the scanning? So I will, in this case, go to SharePoint, but there is no difference if it's SharePoint. Let me just see this one. Okay. There's no difference if this is SharePoint or network location or local drive. So this is just a storage where documents are. So the process is always the same. So now let me go to one folder where I have password protected documents. And that is basically it, because the file is more or less can be just created based on that what we did, and this is just selection of location that we are planning to process. Of course, you can select multiple number of locations. Now, let's prepare also the path for the password. If you pick not the correct password, so if documents are password protected, then ReplaceMagic will tell you that we were not able to access those documents. But there is possibility if you provide a list of passwords, in that case, and you need to do that through configuration, then security, then you are going to passwords import. Let me just open one files, then it's passwords import, clicking on OK. And then by selecting this one and saving configuration, that means that when we are opening documents, and if we see that the document is password protected, we will look through the list of passwords and just try to open document with that what is provided. In case if there is a match, processing will work. In case if there is no match, still we will do the same like before. We will simply report that document is password protected and it will be skipped. So to recap, in case if you have password protected files, it's not of course always necessary. You need to provide, you can provide the list of passwords under configuration, security. So you should select try multiple passwords and then go here and then import that what you have. And that means that configuration file of ReplaceMagic is now updated within this parameter. The second step is go to the location that you're planning to scan, select it, either network location or SharePoint, and now we're going to the step where you need to create XML file. For that, you're going to search and replace, and then you will click on silent run filters. And system or application will tell you that this is only for the scanning, but that is sufficient. So then just click on OK. Here you have some parameters. The first parameter is, or it will instruct ReplaceMagic to really do scan of the documents, meaning we will download file or open document and read what is inside. In case if this option is not there, we are simply creating list of files for scanning or for replacement, which is of course much faster compared to when we are reading the content of files. Then export results will automatically export that what was happening. So during the scanning process, we will identify some number of documents. There will be some links. So those findings will be exported and saved automatically. And then I can just click on Save Configuration. Per default, it is going to app data, roaming, ReplaceMagic silent run, and I will just call it like scanning with passwords. Okay, let me just take this. And that's it. File is saved. Now let me show you how this file will look like. So this is here, XML file, and it points to the location. Then there is a list of extensions that are for processing, and then there are some other parameters. And basically that's the file. Now how to execute this one? So let me just show you. First, I'll just close ReplaceMagic. And let's go to here, and then I'll just paste this one, and then that's the file. So when you have XML file, it's just calling ReplaceMagic.txt and then putting behind path to that file. And of course, you can have multiple number of documents, so you can just include unlimited number of files. What will happen? ReplaceMagic will go one by one. And now if I start ReplaceMagic, you don't need to do anything anymore because we're reading XML configuration. We are reading also, okay, I was not quick enough, but login pop-up was appearing. And you see ReplaceMagic is already starting automatically with the processing. So it's just reporting there is one document, and now it's exporting, what you can see here, command line unfinished. You can go, of course, and see what kind of links you have there. Okay, and that's it. Now let me just show you what was happening on this side. So we have in exports, the file is created. So at the end, we just simply took XML file name and then placed it at the end. That was for the scanning. And if I open this document, you can see exactly that what ReplaceMagic is reporting. So it's done for your reference. Why is this nice thing? Because once when you create template of this file, theoretically, and we have customers doing that, you can just, with your scripts, just replace what is here, location, and this content of the SharePoint, and then automate complete processing. So you don't need to do anything. You don't need to click and to go and select what you want to process. So it will be done automatically. Now, let me just close it. I'll start again, ReplaceMagic. And now I will create XML file for replacements. So the process is fairly the same. Passwords are already configured, which is good, so we don't need to do anything. I will just connect again to the same location. So this is what I was mentioning before. It's about building the template at the end now. I'll go again to this password protection location. I don't need to do now here anything else. So this is already good enough for scanning, but now for replacements, before we had only one link, which was named, that was my name, Oliver, and I'm going to prepare, just to show you how it is working, I can put whatever, something like this. It doesn't matter. Oracle, let's say sun. Is just to show you what will happen. And you need, when you're providing a search and replace strings, of course you can do that programmatically, because depending on locations, you might have different search and replace combinations. You need to select where you would like to make replacements. I will select a bit more. We know that in my file I have only under hyperlinks, but let me select all locations where links are. This and this. So Power Queries, pivot, link sources, OLE, hyperlinks, potentially VBA, which we can also change. I don't have PDF documents, but PDFs are having here. You need, of course, to select this one. And now if I go to silent run, if I want, because we always need to get the list of files, if I leave this parameter off, then it will fairly quickly just create the list of files. There is only one document, but if I select full document scan, then it will really read what is inside. I will on purpose select it, and I will select again export results, and I will click on save, and this time I will call this file a replacement. Okay, so now I can close ReplaceMagic, and then I will go back here, scanning with passwords, command line, replacement. So basically that's the file name. Like I said previously, you can put unlimited number of of XML files. And now if I start, ReplaceMagic is starting. It is creating and establishing connection to the SharePoint. It will start with the scanning. Like I said previously, we are doing full scan, so it will report what is inside, as otherwise it will simply just create a list of files. And now it's finalizing replacement process, doing export, and processing is done. And if I go to search and replace, now we can see that some replacements were done. I have double. I changed Oliver to ReplaceMagic, and the second was ReplaceMagic. So this is Oliver on to ReplaceMagic, so it is completed. And if I go now to the export, now let's see here. So there are two files. Command line run replacement underscore scan documents, because that was the first process. And the second one is command line run replacements underscore search and replace with the timestamp. And of course, if I open this one, then it's exactly what you see in ReplaceMagic. It's just exported here. And for scanning, similarly like before, there will be file name, and then there is additional worksheet with hyperlinks. And this is how command line processing is working. There is always a user interface, but at least you don't need to do anything. And like previously said, customers are building template with XML files, and I can open then the XML file of replacements. More details. Similarly, before there is scanning location, there are extensions, then there is doc sections. This is what we're planning to use for replacement. So the one is hyperlinks, two is all links, etc. And then you see then that there are nodes related to the search and replace strings, and the rest I think it's exactly the same like as before. So customers, what I mentioned, they will create one template, one file for maybe for both, maybe only for replacement, and then they will just copy this file to at the end, depending how many locations there are, and then they can just update this file automatically, scripting, and then simply pile up all those XML files one after other, and then ReplaceMagic will run everything and execute whatever is select scanning or replacements. And that's it.